Tulsa Police Chief Wendell Franklin took the stand in a trial between a retired Tulsa police major and the Tulsa Police Department.
The major says she spoke up when higher-ups in the department changed a job listing just so one certain employee could get that job. She claims the department demoted her for speaking up.
On the other side, police say they demoted her because they claim she assaulted an employee. Tulsa's investigative reporter Jana Clark heard today's testimony at the courthouse.
The plaintiff's attorneys continued to call their witnesses. Not just the current police chief, but the former police chief also took the stand. Retired Major Tracy Lewis says she didn't assault anyone and claims her coworkers lied about that. She testified they wanted her out of the way so higher-ups could change a job listing for a supervisor position. Lewis said they wanted a certain employee to get that job. Captain Karen Tipler took the stand. In 2015, she worked in the same division as Lewis.
Bottom line, I think things were changed so that one person could get this position.
Tipler testified she doesn't think the assault happened. She said if it did, she would have found out long before it was reported 7 weeks later.
So-and-so said to so-and-so. So at some point, it is going to come to me.
Tipler even thinks the alleged victim would have told her
that I had a good relationship with that person such that if something would have happened, they would have been able to come to me to talk to me.
Tipler also said they worked in an open area, and if an assault happened, a lot of people would have seen or heard it, not just a couple people.
If someone is ranting and yelling, even though there is a door closed, you're still going to hear that.
In cross-examination, Tipler admitted she really didn't know for sure if an assault did or didn't happen because she wasn't there. She also confirmed that she and Lewis are good friends. In court, Lewis's attorneys pointed out that in 2015, Lewis was next on the list to be promoted to deputy chief. But they say when the department demoted her down to officer, she missed out on the opportunity to get that promotion. Police Chief Wendell Franklin told the jury that back in 2015, he wasn't the chief yet, but he testified he had a conversation with then Police Chief Chuck Jordan. He gave the impression that Jordan always chose the person up next on the list. In this affidavit, Franklin said when Jordan looked at the 3 candidates on the list, Jordan stated he's never skipped anyone. Chief Jordan also took the stand and said in 10 years as chief, he always chose the person next on the list. In cross-examination, when a city attorney asked if Jordan could pick any of the 3 on the list, he said that's true. Jordan said he would thoroughly look at each candidate. He said just because Lewis was next on the list, that didn't necessarily mean the promotion was hers. Deputy Chief Jonathan Brooks also took the stand. He said he worked with Major Gerard Hummel to change the job listing. He said there was nothing wrong with that. He said that made it so that a lot more employees could apply. Brooks testified he had talked to Lewis and knew she was not okay with changing it. Lewis's attorney asked Brooks if he knew Lewis was going to be demoted before it happened. He said no on the stand. But in court, the attorney showed this email between Hummel and Brooks, written 4 days before Lewis was demoted. It talks about Lewis's upcoming walk of shame, and Hummel says, "Thanks for everything," to Brooks. Brooks eventually testified the email was probably referring to her demotion. In cross-examination, the city attorney asked Brooks if he pulled the job listing for one specific person. He said no. Brooks testified he would not risk his job over changing a job listing. He said he was not part of any conspiracy to demote Lewis. After they testified, I asked Franklin, Jordan, and Brooks if they wanted to do an interview with me, but none of them wanted to, at least not right now. In downtown Tulsa, covering news that matters, I'm Jana Clark, Fox 23 News.
We also reached out to the city of Tulsa. They said they and the Tulsa Police Department cannot make any comments about this right now since they are in the middle of a trial. The judge says that trial should wrap up this week.
Do you have a tip or issue that you think Jana Clark should investigate? Let us know. Email FOX23 Investigates at fox23.com or call 918-388-5354 or search Fox 23 Jana Clark on Facebook.